The Philadelphia Eagles are favorites to win this game against the Dallas Cowboys, but do they have enough firepower to get the job done? You're not going to want to miss what I have to say about Jalen Hurts, Kevin Patullo, and the rest of the offense. This is HillTimeSports, and this is ready to go. Let's talk about what happened last week with both teams. Dallas Cowboys go and beat the crap out of the Las Vegas Raiders after an 11-day layoff where Marshawn Kneeland tragically lost his life. Dak Prescott had himself a game. CeeDee Lamb had a touchdown. Pickens had a touchdown, 144 yards, even after being benched for the start of the game. Quinnen Williams, who came over from the Jets, got a sack, and they did what they do to Geno Smith, who said, blame it on me for everybody's problems.
I keep saying this, man. If something don't look right out there, blame it on me.
But let's go to Philadelphia the night before, Sunday night. That defense was on a tear, and I'm going to call it out. They are dynastic, in my opinion. This is one of the best defenses I have ever seen. Are they as good as the Ravens or the Bears? Probably not, but they're up there from what I've seen. 38% from Jared Goff on a completion percentage of 41% pressure rate. This is the stuff of Super Bowl champions. The Detroit Lions were held to 0 for 5 on 4th down and 5 batted balls between Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Cooper DeJean, who had an interception against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, gets his first interception against the Detroit Lions for a regular season, and Quinyon Mitchell had no catches against him when targeting. That's all good. That's all great. That's all grand. But the problem has been the offense. And people are pointing the finger at Jalen Hurts, saying that he's not great. Kevin Patullo has been on the list of people that they have a problem with. A.J. Brown has been frustrated. Saquon's been frustrated on the field. You've seen it. Where do I stand on the offense? How do I feel about Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts did miss a few throws. Was it the wind? I don't know. When it comes to quarterback play, I never really can tell what's going on because obviously I'm not a quarterback. I won't go out and badger a quarterback and say, oh, he's trash. I do say, okay, this is what they need to work on because I'm not a quarterback. I don't know how to read a defense. I just watch football and talk about it because I like football. Jalen Hurts did miss that play against the Packers where A.J. Brown was wide open. A.J. Brown said it was progressions or whatnot. But if you look at his stats, Jalen Hurts has been efficient. Has he been lighting the world on fire? No, but the last 2 years he just hasn't done that. The problem is, I think, play calling. It's Kevin Patullo calling hitch routes and not throwing the ball to the hitch. You're not scaring teams by not throwing it to them. When you actually do something and you throw to the hitch route, they're going to have to come up a little bit, try and stop A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. That's when you go with the go ball. It's just not happening. They're the highest hitch route percentage, and they just don't throw it to them. You're playing out of the shotgun. You're throwing tosses to Saquon Barkley out of the shotgun. Why are you throwing tosses out of the shotgun? I hate it. Anyone that knows the channel knows how much I hate running out of the shotgun. And let's take a look at this stat right here. Against the Minnesota Vikings, and yes, I know the Minnesota Vikings are not a good football team. Jalen Hurts, under center, 4 for 4, 121 yards and a touchdown. You got to do more of that. Because when you do in play action pass, you free up Saquon Barkley, who's facing a really high percentage of loaded boxes. I'm talking like 31.5%. Also, the problem is negative plays. They are tied with the Seattle Seahawks for the most negative runs. And they're at a 9.2% of negative pass plays. That's 1 for every 10 pass plays. They're having a negative play, putting them in a bad situation. You got your penalties. Not to mention, the offensive line has been banged up all year. Mekhi Becton was a really good offensive lineman, and it's kind of taken for granted how good he was. Cam Jurgens is in concussion protocol. We got Lane Johnson out for 4 to 6 weeks. It's not looking good on the offensive line, and they just don't have, like I've said and I've been saying, they just don't have the oomph that they did last year. Defensive linemen are just flying through and getting tackles on Barkley. He's having to make people miss. He's not Barry Sanders. No one is Barry Sanders. And it's been very difficult for him to get going. You have pundits and people on social media saying, oh, I'm glad that we got rid of Saquon Barkley a year after he had a 2,000-yard season. You're never going... I don't think any running back is ever going to have a back-to-back 2,000-yard season. And you have to give Saquon Barkley a little grace on that. As for A.J. Brown, I don't know. I don't know if it's just a lack of rhythm. Devonta Smith had a catch for like 8 yards or something like that. 7 catches for A.J. Brown. The offense is not in sync. And they're the highest in a long time in 3-and-outs. What do they have to do to beat the Dallas Cowboys? I think Saquon Barkley is going to have to go for over 100 yards, and Jalen Hurts is going to have to throw 2 touchdowns and have 200 yards. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are going to have to get it going. Get the ball downfield. Take some chances. I know you don't want to. We're not turning the ball over, which is good, but you're also not scoring points at a high level. They are middle of the pack at points forced. They're 8th in points against in the defense. I love it. I love this defense, but the Eagles need a little bit more from this offense. As for the Cowboys, how did they win this game? They were close on Thursday night earlier on in the season, the first game of the season. The only problem, CeeDee Lamb dropped the ball 3 or 4 times. They could have won that game, and this could be a whole different story for Dallas. They could be 5-4-1 instead of 4-5-1. This is a team that offensively is top 2. Defensively, they are a swinging gate, a train wreck, whatever you want to call them. In order for them to win this game against the Philadelphia Eagles, they need to force 3-and-outs, and they're going to have to get the ball out quickly to their top 2 receivers, who are studs in my opinion. Pickens has shown himself to be really good. Lamb, consistent except for the drops in week 1. But what do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win this game? I think the Eagles win this game, but it's going to be a 23-10 ball game, a 23-13 ball game, I think. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are going to score a lot of points. I think maybe if Adoree Jackson just wets the bed this week. He's been playing okay the last 2 or 3 weeks, which I'm glad for. But let me know what you think in the comments. Who do you think is going to win? And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like football analysis and things like that. I am trying to reach 200 subscribers before, I don't know when, but it'd be nice to reach it soon. I have 156, so that means 44 more to go. Again, HillTimeSports, I love you all. Stay blessed. Adios. Goodbye.